to Angel's sister and Angel. I hope.
Go ahead and say it again. Say it again.
Jim, you are a dick for what you did to Angel and her sister, and I hope you have to pay for it, bitch.
All right, whoever pissed in Paul's Cheerios, he's pissed. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and legacy time.
Mama always told me never dance with the devil, you'll only find trouble. Well, trouble's just fine by me. You better ask somebody, cause trouble's my middle name. Say it. If you wanna see double, then jump out your bubble and sift through the shit with me. Yeah. Put your head over your shovel, the shit's really hard to clean. Yeah. The life that I've lived, the things that I've seen, the scars that I bear, the need to be keen. Blood that I shed, the pain that I keep. I'm a motherfucking lion, ain't concerned or shame. Don't disregard my discontent. My don't disregard all my disdain. Don't disregard my disconnect. God, this is my life and death, my legacy. I'm not just put you down the middle, spit you a riddle and see if you can keep this pace. Come and tell me all about it when you gave away your sight. So right, well does it work you a little to know you're just a fiddle and all you ever get is pain? There's another broken record you claim, but that shit's mine. Bow down. The life that I've built, the world that I've seen, the scars that I've earned, the blood that I bleed. All that I gave, the more that they took. Well, I tell you all about it, but it
Go!
Don't disregard my discontent. I don't disregard all my restraint. Don't disregard my disconnect. God, this is my life and death, my legacy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is a late night pop-up with Johnny TV, Mr. X, and Mean Green. We are here live. So I'm still feeling kind of sore and everything. I did take my pain medication. So if I'm sounding slurry or anything, please let me know. And Mr. X or Mean Green can take over the panel for a little bit, and we won't let y'all go naked over here without no good content tonight. And how you doing, Mr. X? How you doing, Mean Green?
I'm good. I'm
over here now.
All
Just
right.
got in, dude. I
Over
got in
here.
not too long ago. Was that getting large at the gym?
Was
Yeah.
somebody watching you?
Oh, somebody's watching me. And I got no privacy.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know who made that video, but I don't live in Hollywood. I don't want to live down the road from that Hollywood sign. It sucks over there. But you know what? The conversation about the process server, I guess Jim was on earlier tonight. I guess that conversation of the process server showing up at the Mr. X's house and knocking on the window, I guess that wasn't discussed at all tonight. Am I wrong about that? I didn't see the show. I had some people emailing me as I got in, and I was getting a little something in my mouth. Want me to fix it? No, Barbara, you don't have to fix it. Make it look like Playa Vista. But anyway, yeah, I mean, nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. And now, what's that mean, Green?
better watch it. They might ask for proof that nobody showed up.
Nobody's not.
You know, and then where are you then? Because that's
Well,
what's happening to me.
I don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Exactly.
But I will talk about stuff. I will, I'm going to talk about Leanne. Leanne, you are a dummy. Let me explain how dumb you are. Okay. DUMB. Dummy, you are the dummy. Monkey, bring this up real quick.
Okay. I'll be your monkey
This is
tonight.
why people, Leanne, don't respect you. I want you to look at that. What that is right there is the Hoover Dam. A dam, D-A-M, that stops water. When you're saying, damn it, D-A-M-N, dummy. Now listen to this. If you want to say somebody is a loser, it's L-O-S-E-R. If you want, you're spelling it L-O-O-S-E-R, like looser. The jar top has gotten looser. Over the years, the elasticity of your pussy has gotten looser. That's what, see, and this isn't a one-time thing, Leanne. It's not like you keep messing these things up just one time, or I have a typo or this. You do this over and over and over again. That's why you're a dummy. You're not an intelligent person, and I would be happy. My phone line's open. I got the Mr. X 310-741-0845 number. I got it on me. I'll take a phone call from anybody. My windows are open. My phone line's open. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Let's do it.
Mr. X, do you got Kathy Fagan's email?
I did not. No.
No, do you have her email?
I think I do. Yeah, I think I do.
She wants us to email her the link. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have her. I don't have her email.
Let me see real quick.
Okay. I can put it in chat real quick.
Nah, I wouldn't do that, because the only thing if you do that is just people are going to infiltrate and try to knock us off track. You know what I mean? Like, why give that to anybody? Because then it becomes, what they try to do is get into your mind almost and start saying things, and then you feel like you got to respond to it. It's just better not to let them have their say. They had their say. Leanne did a show. Jim had a show. And then either he doesn't watch it, or somebody will go and tell him, like they tell me about his show. But we got a lot to talk about. I usually I'll do it over here. I don't mind, but I'll address Leanne and I'll address Jim from what I know about tonight. Now, hold on, Kathy. I'm working on it.
Barbara said she's got it.
Okay, you got it? Okay.
Thank you.
Uncle Jane, how you doing?
I was just about to forward it too.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying that there's a big absence over there, that they don't see Cheryl DiTilio or Carol H over there anymore. That's what I'm hearing. Cheryl, I don't really know Carol that well, but Cheryl, I don't even have a problem with Carol, but Cheryl, you're always welcome over here on XNN as well, on Johnny's. Nobody's got it, just peel the Band-Aid off. What Jim's going to do, he's going to shit talk you. Shark Hitter, same thing. Jim's going to shit talk you. He's going to talk about your family and this and that. And then after that, he's done with it.
Carol, you're welcome too.
Everybody likes Cheryl. She's always been a nice lady. Carol H., I don't got a problem with her either, but I mean, I don't like the idea of the computer thing. If she's got a problem, she should just call me. She could call Johnny and just say, hey, listen, Jim's trying to make me send the computer back, but I don't want it. The money back. I don't need it. I'm good.
Right.
Here we had a poll on XNN the other night if Johnny should send the money back, and everybody said no.
Hi, Kathy.
Hello.
How you feeling?
Good to see you, hon. I'm feeling okay. I took my pain medication tonight, so
Good.
I'm
Well,
kind
you know
of.
what, Johnny?
Johnny, even with you on pain medication, you sound more lucid than that aphasia lady. You sound way more lucid. I mean, and you're not mispronouncing anything. You don't sound like an idiot like Leanne. So, I mean, whatever you're taking, I mean, Leanne comes on these shows drunk. I don't know what you're taking. You don't have to say what it is, but you're doing okay.
Yeah, 109 in here. Hit the like button.
Now, Kathy, what's going on with you? You okay? Spanky says, do not send the money back. Absolutely not.
Okay, Spanky. Kathy,
Yes.
Mr. X was talking to you.
What?
Just seeing how you're doing, if you're doing okay.
Yeah, hanging in there.
How's
Thank you.
husband? How's the husband doing?
Well, a little better today.
That's good. That's good.
Give me 1 second.
My son threatened to put a pillow over his head, but he didn't stop.
Oh, that's funny.
Taught him well.
I was gonna say.
Now, in this photo of yours, Kathy, it looks like you guys are all dressed up and going somewhere. Where were you going that night?
That was my son's wedding.
Oh, a wedding. Okay.
Yeah, and that's my
Was the
granddaughter.
little girl the flower girl?
Yeah, that's my granddaughter.
She was a flower girl. It's cute.
Yeah. She's much bigger now. That was like 3 years ago.
Okay. Nice. Everybody looks like they're matching. They all got the khaki outfit on. You know what?
He wanted it that way. He wanted it like he didn't want suits and all that crap.
You know what, John or PZ? I actually got an email from Eric Murphy earlier today. Maybe it was yesterday. Sorry to change the subject so rapidly, but he was telling me I should cover the fact that two men want to go into the WNBA. And I was like, yeah, dude, I saw that and I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I will talk about that on Friday. But yeah, he's around. I'm just going to, he's a good guy. He's always been a good guy. I know he's in Jim's chat. I'm just going to chalk it up to him not wanting to be attacked because he's always been a good dude. And I got a lot of different things to talk about here. I mean, I don't want to monopolize it, but I don't know what you guys got going on, but I got a lot to talk about here.
But I think
Go
that's
ahead.
a lot of
The
people
floor is
don't want
yours,
to be
Mr. X.
attacked. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
there are Cheryl and other people. I got some notes. You know, the notes are saying that Jim said something about, well, Jim, I guess, discussed a lot of different topics tonight, but the main topic he did not discuss, and let me know in the chat if you guys watched his show, he did not discuss the fact that no process server showed up at the Mr. X's place. So he did all this stuff, all this hullabaloo, that these people were going to show up and knock on the window. And I was on Monday, I'm going to be in a hotel on Tuesday night and I'm hiding and this and that. And let me know if I'm wrong. Did he discuss that subject at all?
Nope. It was mostly about his new OTT and
I'm going to get to that in a second. Remind me to bring the new OTT up because, and we'll talk about Stripe and all that when it has to do with Leanne and all that kind of stuff too. So I'll remember all that. But as far as
Farrell was hiding because she won't turn in Johnny's Cash App or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. But
what I want to talk about is this thing, and I will get back to that. Just remind me. This thing with Barbara Buffalo and I hope Barbara Buffalo, I think, is here, so hopefully it's okay to speak about this because I'm gonna uncover some stuff here. But Jim attacking Barbara Buffalo. See, here's kind of how it worked. Jim would talk to Barbara Buffalo because Barbara Buffalo had some influence, let's just say that, and she's a very nice lady. And I would talk to Texas Granny more because she was, I mean, for lack of a better term, on the OTT, she was kind of like our main mod, even though there technically wasn't mods like there are on YouTube, but she would do all the posting, and so would Rainbow Melon, so would Barbara Buffalo's. But I got to know Texas Granny a little bit better. But over the last 60 days, I've gotten to know, I already knew Rainbow Melon, but I got to know Barbara Buffalo a little bit better. She's a nice lady. I don't think anybody would say that she's not a nice lady. Mm-hmm. But here, okay, so Barbara says, go ahead, of course. Monkey, chat, bring it up. I should be operating this. Because I always feel like it's my show, and I feel naked. I feel naked. I even ran Jim's show.
I don't see it, Mr. X. You didn't bring it up yet, Mr.
Barbara
X.
Buffalo says, of course, Mr. X, I don't care. It's at 9:45.
Oh, bring her chat up.
Yes, sorry.
Let me go back.
Shorthand, I'm trying to go with.
9:45, you said?
Yeah, she says, of course, Mr. X, I don't care. Barbara Buffalo.
All right, I'm looking for it.
It's about 7 or 8 up, right below Jungle Jane.
Right here? Oh, of course, right here.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, there it is. Of course, Mr. X. I don't care. Barbara Buffalo is a very nice lady. I don't think anybody's going to say that, wow, she's like she's an idiot like Leanne, or she's vindictive and a piece of shit like Watch Her Crazy. I don't think anybody's going to say that. I think she's a very loyal person. She cares about her kids, her family, her son. And okay, you can take it down. We just wanted to make sure that she gave her permission that I could talk about this. And there was a lot of stuff that Barbara Buffalo did for Jim behind the scenes. Monkey, take it down. Monkey, take down that. Are you there?
I think he ended up on the phone. We're listening.
Monkey fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was on the phone. They're bringing me my son's ashes finally.
Nice.
Ooh.
Good. So, like, getting back to the point, Barbara's a nice lady. I mean, can everybody agree to that?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
She's not attacking anybody. Very loyal lady. So,
Very loyal.
Jim, at one point, and Barbara, please correct me if I'm wrong, asked, because Jim's a broke ass motherfucker. Let's just be honest here. He wasn't broke when I was running the ship and doing the backbone thing, but he's broke right now. I heard he got 3 super stickers tonight. And let's also not forget that tomorrow the Pittsburgh Steelers play and the real preseason NFL kicks off. That's why he went live tonight, and that's why he's going to go live tomorrow during the day. I'm not trying to do a promo for him, but he needs money to gamble. I personally believe this OTT thing where he needs $350. I'll get back to this later. I believe that's bullshit. Even in Davo Media was $200, and they give you the first month for free. So, like, for 2 months, if you work your ass off, and let's just say you can learn it in a week, which he had 3 years to learn it, and he never did. He's going to spend that money now. If you think about it, $350 is 100 subscribers on YouTube after they take their money, and he's got 200 of them, maybe. So what's he going to do? Make $350? There's no way. He's chased off too many people, too many big people. I estimate, and I know I'm talking about money again, that there's probably about 50 to 60 people that are regular contributors. They donate money. Okay? 50 to 60 people that we all mutually know. There might be a few more than that. I believe Jim has less than 10 of those. Okay? He has less than 10 of those. And I would argue that if you looked at his membership, the majority of his memberships are not people that purchased the membership, are people who are gifted the membership, like you, Kathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. Let's get back to Barbara Buffalo. Barbara Buffalo put her Cash App card on Jim's Google account. And not the smartest move, but just shows what a nice lady she is. So an Angel Gotti membership could be purchased. Now, somewhere in Jim's goofy mind, and I'm not trying to make fun, but if you put a card down to purchase something, that is not the same as being monetized in the money sent to that card. Like, you can't have the YouTube money sent to a credit card. Now, if it's a Cash App card, could you have it sent there? Yeah, but you would have to put in the routing and the checking account number or the account number. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work that way. I don't understand. So I guess Jim called the police, or he's claiming that he called the police in Barbara Buffalo's area. I don't know if there's a report number or a police officer's name. When I contacted the police in Anaheim for that process server that was down in, near the Anaheim Convention Center, there are 2 different reports. This is what I learned. You can't report something that hasn't been a crime yet. Hey, I think this is going to be a crime. Let's just say, in theory, that Barbara Buffalo was in quote unquote going to get Jim's money on the 21st, because that's what I think that this is about. Let me know if I'm wrong, Barbara Buffalo. So what happens is, if that was the case, the money would have to go to Barbara Buffalo on the 21st, which, by the way, is like 9 days away. And after that happened, he would have a report. Well, we know he's not making any money. I mean, how much is going to be in there? Max? I mean, not $700? I mean, what did he make tonight? $25? You know, he didn't make any money. And who knows? I mean, after the YouTube percentage and all that shit. So you can't preemptive put in a police report. There are two different types of things that you can put in with a police. There's an incident report, which is what I believe Jim put in. And then there's a police report. Okay? I've had shit stolen from me before, and I know this is how it works in LA. They're not going to fucking even put in a police report. Unless you catch somebody doing something in action, and I don't know about Tennessee, and I don't know about Ohio, but you would literally have to catch somebody trespassing, stealing a car for them to do something. And I'm talking about LAPD or, the sheriff's department or anything, at least in this area. So you can file an incident report. I filed a incident report on Mark Diaz, the process server. Now, the difference is that had already happened months and months and months before that, 120 days before that. And I had the provocation to do it because of what Watcher Crazy put out, and I was concerned that there might be medical information released. So you put in an incident report, and that can turn into a police report. Jim, that's the same thing Levi did to you. You threatened that man. He's a LAPD police officer. He filed an incident report. Now, the rumor is that you're talking to people about traveling across the country. That's not going to happen. You're not going to come to California. Let me tell you why. Because where you're at to where I'm at is 100 gallons of gas one way, 3 days in a car. And let's just say you get lucky and get 25 miles a gallon. We're talking $4.50. Maybe it's cheaper in some of those flyover states. You're going to spend $450. And if you put that camper on the back of that truck, it's even going to be more. You might get out of paying a hotel, but you don't have $400, $500 to drive across the country. That's not going to happen. Nobody's scared of that. So he's going after somebody that he feels is a little bit, quote unquote, easier of prey, because now he had nobody show up here. So he's got to go and find somebody new to discuss. And that person is Barbara Buffalo. Well, this leads me to believe, in my limited knowledge, and Johnny, you got a monetized show. There's some other people who are monetized that are in the chat, that Jim does not have his Google AdSense hooked up, or doesn't have the wherewithal to hook it up correctly. Because if he would hook it up correct, all he would have to do is delete Barbara Buffalo's Cash App card. It's gone. It'd take 2 seconds. You delete it off Google, and you add your checking account, the routing and the account number. Or it could be a savings account. It could be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a corporation. It could be a sole proprietorship. But that leads me to believe that if Jim doesn't know this and is filing a police report and in his mind thinks that Barbara is going to get the money, and I'm probably tipping him off here, he doesn't have his Google AdSense set up correctly. And he might not have it set up at all. And this even leads me to believe that he might not have a bank account. So, and we could get people like Leanne up here and she could discuss conjecture all day. And she's never been on the inside of Stripe. She's never been behind the scenes of my corporation or my business. So she don't fucking know. She's never met Jim before. The closest she's ever got, Leanne, to me or Jim is when you humiliated yourself in front of your own family. The closest that was ever gotten is when your daughter was subserved. That's why you're doing all the content that you are, because you got humiliated in front of your family and you're drunk and bored. But let's get back to Jim. I don't believe that Jim has anything. Like, we're talking about this. Watcher Crazy, you want to know? You want to know what the answer is? You think the Mr. X has the LawrenceKerr.com website? I don't own that. Jim owns that. Why would I spend any fucking money on you? I've already beaten you twice. You said you would show up to Las Vegas. You didn't show up. You tried to help out the people in San Diego. You got beat. Why would I spend any money on you? Why would I set up a website about your loser's balding son? The reason I wouldn't do that is because I'm just going to wait for him to fail on his own. I don't need to assist with that. That's called self-check. I've been talking about that for years. Things are pretty bad when a guy's happy that he got a little meal, a hot meal. You know, he would be happy to go out to Applebee's or something like that. That means things are not going very well. So getting back to Jim, Mean Green didn't do anything. Jim knows that who AC is, and he stretches it over to Mean Green, doesn't prove anything. Now he's stretching it over to me, can't prove anything. I came up live. Here I am. I'm at the property. Here's where I am. I'm live right now. And in that, and I hate to say this again, but I'm very thankful. In that 9 minutes, and this is what pisses Jim off the most, I earned more in that 9 minutes than Jim has in a week if we're excluding memberships. And I'm talking about just contributors, people that respect me or like me or just want to contribute. That's a fact. It's not even arguable. And Eric Foss, for that matter, too. So, and I know, I'm sorry, Johnny, I know you didn't want me to bring anything up, but slipped. my bad. So let's forget about Eric. Let's give it, it's the next person up. And this also leads me to believe, and we'll get back to, Jim doesn't have anything, Jim doesn't have any content. He's a talented guy. He could do a lot of stuff. Why don't you just do some, why Mean Green? Why Barbara Buffalo? It's the short and easy way, a 90-minute, 1 hour cash grab show. That's what, and there's no cash to grab. It's not even gas money at this point. So we've heard about a lot of this. Barbara Buffalo didn't do anything. You know what I would do? Just like Mean Green did. What's the police officer? What's the incident report? Here's what's going on. Here's what's up. And by the way, Jim called my son when my son was in the hospital. This has happened. This guy's upset because he's lost 80 or 90% of the income because Girl Ryan, Mr. X, isn't running point guard anymore. You want to talk about a shadow, Girl Ryan. Girl Ryan, you are in the shadow, and I don't like saying this, but I'm just going to say it, of your daughters who's deceased. And let me explain why. And I'm not saying that to be mean or callous. We've known you, Girl Ryan, for 4 years. Where's the lawsuit at against you? The only thing that you've done in 4 years is been a drunk, almost lost your kidney, and then were miraculously saved. Where's your lawsuit against that not the judge, but the doctor? You know, in that time frame, do you realize I've been involved in like 2 or 3 court cases? Won them all. And like, it's not like your scenario where somebody's dead and you are 100. I think that you're in the shadow of that. And I could tell you this, I could be in a shadow of a lot of people, or maybe I'm not. You want to say my girlfriend's more talented? I hope she is. That would help me a lot. She is. She is. I'm not even saying hope. I know she is. You get, Girl Ryan, talented people at other things that may not be your forte. But if there's one thing that you know about Mr. X, Girl Ryan, it's this. I could do a little bit of everything. And you can't do the most basic thing, which is just file the lawsuit. And there was nobody who was more harsh on you than Jim. And you're over there? Why don't you have a court case out there? So there's nothing wrong with being in shadows of other people, and that's an opinion. It's not a fact. Because if I was in the shadow of Jim, Girl Ryan, then why couldn't Jim do the OTT? Why has 80% of his income gone? Why has he got people looking to serve him? Why is he blacking out his wife's house on Google Maps? I'm not doing that. I'm not afraid of process service. I ponied up $3,500 and had some other people help with it too. You know, well, one person, and the insurance company helped, but I was there. Girl Ryan, you are in the shadow, sadly, of your daughter who passed away. And you're never going to get out of that shadow until you start living life. Take this as your daily affirmation. You're a miserable person and you're not even that bad looking. You still got a lot of life in front of you. And you think that hurts the Mr. X? I know that I'm not in the position of you. And you're in a real rough
Can you guys,
understand.
I'm sorry, Mr. X, can you guys grab that in the chat? The William Brooklyn.
William Brooklyn. My phone number is public, 310-741-0845.
Can you just block them too? Thank you.
Just get rid of them. So I'm done with her. I'm done with Girl Ryan. Girl Ryan,
Thank
get
you.
a life. If any, and what is Baker acted? That is when a loved one would say he's going crazy. There's something going on here. Please come and take him away, or her. Are you talking about Girl Ryan? It could be her. She's a little goofy. So Girl Ryan, it's time to grow up. If I haven't proven myself, and I had a lady today that contacted me. I'm not going to say her name because she goes to both shows and she's a real nice lady. She goes to Jim's show. She goes to XNN, yada, yada, yada. And she goes, Mr. X, I know you were the backbone of that show. Yeah, no shit. That doesn't mean I owned it. But let's get into, so, Johnny, Kathy, Mean Green, anything to add? I don't want to monopolize here.
I haven't been to Ohio in years. I don't know what he's seeing that he says he has proof. I've been driving around or taking pictures or sending them to haters. I went to Gatorland. I spent the time with my family. I had a good time on vacation. I wouldn't have wasted 10 minutes on him on vacation. And I came home and the Steelers are in town. Why would I have wasted time going to find him in Ohio?
Well, I mean,
seems kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, nobody's going to go find him unless they're serving him with something or, So let's get to this Leanne situation.
Can I say something, Mr. X?
Yeah, please. Oh, it's your show, please.
I wish that Jim will stop saying my son is rotten. Because he's not rotting. He's not rotting. He is in a comfortable place now. He's at rest. And I know the truth. PZ knows the truth. And there's some people on here that know the truth about where my son's at.
It's just because you didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny story about what Jim's dad once said about Jim?
Yeah.
What's that?
Jim, you got to start working a job. I got a job. I got one of 150 jobs in the, I played on XNN the other day. Tyrus, who was Jim's roommate, the guy who's on Fox News, say that there was no money in arena and indoor football. Jim has the ability to go into a town. Now, let me get this straight. Make $250, $350 a game, not throughout the week. You get paid just for the game. And, he's not playing the whole game. He's playing 2 plays in a row. I think it's cool. I mean, that's great that he could do that at this point. Jim has the ability to do the marketing and sell sponsorships and make a lot more. But that becomes very difficult if you're only on a team for a week or two. Jim has done that in the past, but it's been documented and verified that there's no money in those leagues. That's why even Arena 1 is like folded 2 or 3 times for different reasons. It's just that league's heyday from the 90s and the 2000s, it's dead. It's dead. There's other sports that have come and people are more interesting. Like slap boxing is more known now than arena football.
Oh,
I like arena football. I don't want to shit all over because I like the sport.
grappling, all sorts of things now. The Ninja Warrior, the juniors, all that stuff. It's all taken over now.
And I also believe that Templar 13 wheelchair that somebody sooner or later is, and it's not going to be somebody like Candace Howard because she's had years to do it. She's a coward and she's broke. But sooner or later, either Jim or Laura will be served. And I'm not saying like, hey, it's going to happen on Tuesday's show. I'll just say that I wouldn't be shocked, and I'm not speaking for anybody, and I have no knowledge of this, but I just have a feeling, it's a guess, that I think it'll happen before the end of the year. That's what I think. Before, and that gives me or whoever, not me, but it gives people, whoever's going to do it, a lot of time. Jim will probably be served or on camera being served probably within the next, it's August, 4 months. Roughly. I'd take that bet. I can't guarantee anything because I'm not doing it. If I was doing it, he'd get served tomorrow.
I hear it.
Ask Watcher crazy. Ask Leanne's daughter. No, I don't think that he's a bum, Jungle Jane. I just think that whatever his skills are misaligned. You know, you're making great money with the OTT, and this gets into what Leanne's talking about or trying to talk about. Why do you need to hustle another like 1,500? Well, the only reason would be is if you got a gambling problem. Oh, getting back to what Jim's dad said. He said, Jim, if you don't get a job, at some point you're going to end up in a pauper's grave. And we all heard that story and we started laughing. Like, oh, you better start working. You're going to end up in a pauper's grave. You know, the dad would say some funny things, you know, that were repeated over the years. Like the Mr. X, he's got the Sega. Yeah, this is funny because the dichotomy of, Jim, if you don't start working, you're going to end up in a pauper's grave. Mr. X, he's got all these toys. He's got Sega. He's got internet. He's got computers. He's got Wi-Fi. He's got satellite dishes. What a contrast. Jim, you know what I'm talking about too. And what I'm talking about too was in the 90s. It's 2026. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm working towards it. Maybe one day. So I think that part of it is laziness, Kathy, but I think the other part of it is there's this weird attitude of like, look, there's Jim. Remember that kicker guy? Nobody remembers him. I mean, even if he did today, it's like, you know, yeah, he's working at a Lowe's. Wow. Remember he was talking all that trash and all that stuff. What, you know, let's just say he was a general manager. That's the thing that he always made. Let's just say he was doing any job and making, I don't know, $68.50 an hour. What would be the wrong thing with that? Well, the wrong thing with that is he would learn what the value of a dollar is, because if you work an hour, you know, let's just say you make $70 an hour. You know what that number means, Jim? And you know what $70 is. So if you go and lose $100 in a slot machine, you're like, wow, that's like kind of 2 hours of work after taxes and like union dues and stuff like that. Parking. You know what I'm talking about. So he wouldn't do that. I don't think that he's not a lazy person. He could be motivated, but I just think that the mindset is in the wrong idea. And a lot of that is because of Laura and that time frame in Ohio, and he wants to be the kicker and the pro and this and that. I told Jim straight up, Jim, if I'm not around, you will go back to being a banned YouTube creator. It's so, and I wonder this too, because I talked about putting out the fire and then finding somebody else to fight with. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes to his wife and says, listen, I got a police report on this fucking Barbara Buffalo lady. She's crazy. Look at this incident report. She's got access to, he goes to his, that's why I can't get my money. I can't get it because of her. And then little does, Laura know that the money's already spent because he's got to pay off bills and he's below zero or something like that. How easy Johnny and everybody else has done it. Christine has done it, to go into Google AdSense and just add your information. You asked Johnny Yarbrough months and months and months ago if you could add your own Cash App information. I mean, really? So, Leanne, I want to address you because you're just about as close to a retard as there is without being one. You truly are very close to being mentally handicapped. I believe that. I think there's something wrong with you. You're going to dare to make the comparison of what I did for the OTT to something like fast food or something like that, or somebody the equivalent of getting a ketchup extra or two because there was an error within the OTT. Let me put this in more simple Mr. X terms. I don't know everything that's going on within the OTT when that was going on or their system. I don't know. But let's just say Raising Cane's for a 4-finger combo box is $15. It's like 14 and some change. Let's just say it's $15. And you get 2 of those per month. That's $30. And don't you go into Raising Cane's and ask them for one extra fucking chicken finger, and let's just see how they treat you. So this isn't a couple packets of ketchup. This isn't something, oh, they're going to take the bag. They're going to take it. It's like the equivalent of going into Raising Cane's twice a month, getting free food for a year or more. That's what happened on the OTT. And Leanne, see, you don't have the information that I have. You're doing what's called conjecture. See, I have the information because I've seen the body cam footage. I've seen the police reports. I've seen all the information about the lawsuit, about the alleged grape. I can talk about that because that's in the public sector. What's not in the public sector, unless I've discussed any of it, is what goes on behind the scenes in Stripe. There was only one person that we were, and I would say Jim was a little bit aggressive with about getting the money back that was from that scenario. And that happened to be Girl Ryan. Why? Because Girl Ryan knew about it the whole time and told Danielle, and then Girl Ryan paid it back. She didn't pay it back. Her baby daddy did. She's broke too. So here's the thing, Leanne. That's a lot more than a couple extra packets. And as a business guy, I mean, if you're in business, part of it, you like to meet people, you like to have friends, you like to be kind to people. And I think that I do that. I mean, I'm not going to do that to Tabor. But the other thing is, you're in the business to maybe make a few dollars. So most of the people said, how much do I owe? And I don't know if you know this or not, Leanne, I emailed everybody. Remember Monica F? I emailed you too. Had a conversation, by the way, Monica F, with Hilton Corporate today. You're lying. You're lying, Monica F. And I can tell you this, Monica F, you're going around saying the reason I discussed you is because you work or worked for Hilton. I don't know if you still work there. That's not true. That's not true at all. That's a lie. But I did speak to, well, I'm not going to say much more. And what you're saying or what Jim is saying for you is not true. It's not true. And I can get into that another time if I have to. You're lying. Or Jim's lying for you. I don't know. But getting back to Leanne, it's this simple. We emailed people. And by the way, Monica F., you said the reason you weren't on the OTT was because of this. No, you were one of the people that didn't pay us back. When you left the OTT, I don't know if you didn't have the money, but you didn't pay us back. We never said anything. I never said anything, I don't think, till now. I got all the emails of me discussing it with you, and then you came back to Night Owl Network because it was less expensive. You have a couple different emails. You know, I mean, this isn't new news. I'm not breaking any ground here. And I'm not even mad at you. I mean, per the emails, I thought you and I were cool until you started, spouting off some mean stuff about me. I've never said anything bad about you. But Leanne, I emailed everybody that was in that small group, and the vast majority of them said, where can we send the money? And if you're a business, the OTT people said, well, I don't think it's that much money. And to give Jim credit, he fought. And he put some fear in those OTT, and they gave us some money. And the other people that gave said, hey, listen, I know that I watched it for the entire time, yada, yada. It probably got us to about, and Jim could tell you this, maybe 80 to 85% of what we would have made. Not 100%, but pretty close. And Leanne, I know you don't know this, but that's the point of a business. I mean, I understand, and this allegedly that the point of your husband's business is to go into somebody's basement, and if there's a younger girl, there could be an alleged grape situation. I mean, is that the reason for his business? Because nobody's ever accused me of that. How dare you discuss Mr. X knows about Jim and knows this and knows that when you're the person who knows damn well what your husband allegedly did. I got the fucking body cam footage. Why isn't Jim playing that? Knows damn well what he allegedly did and didn't have the balls or the courage to go through the rest of that court case like we went through the court case down in San Diego. Coward. And you sat up here making fun of him. Running into the fucking wall. No wonder you were making fun of him. Running into the see-through door. The reason you were making fun of him is because he cheated on you, allegedly. And not this time with the niece. Allegedly, With who? Oh, the sister and allegedly the niece. I mean, it's sick. Now, did I know that Jim does what he does and have the, well, I don't want to say proclivity because that would be reserved for Leanne's husband, but, you know, the addiction issue. Yeah, that's why I ran Stripe. Yes, I knew that. But I can't control if Arkansas comes on here and sneaks a little bit more out. I can't control if Jim is actually going to get the van or not. There were things, and in Jim's defense, that he got money for and he did get. We only maybe saw it once, but he did get it. Okay? The van is just the last one and the biggest one that he didn't get. So I can't control that. But I can control the thousands and thousands of transactions, the tens of thousands of transactions, and having a perfect record. Now, I heard what you said. Well, Stripe does all the work. Bitch, what do you know? What do you know, bitch? What are you talking about? Do you understand that people, and by the way, after I left the OTT, then was booted off of it by Jim, I still did free shows and still did customer service for people to make sure that they weren't ripped off. Jim wasn't worried about it. I was. To this day, I still do fucking free shows. And that 30 or 50, that is still out there, they reward the Mr. X. And I appreciate it. And they know that I appreciate it. And everybody else gets to be a freeloader while those people who are probably the few people that have worked a job in their life are paying the freight for the Mr. X to keep alive, and I appreciate it. But here's the thing. Leanne, you have no access to Stripe. Jim doesn't have any access to Stripe. It doesn't run everything. Who hooked Stripe up to the OTT? Who did all the customer service? Did you hear Jim talking about Guillermo? Do you know how many times I've dealt with Guillermo? You don't know what you're talking about. Let me use the word in this situation that clarifies it. Cunt. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not worked up. I'm just going to give it to you a little bit more like Jim because this is how you want it. You want it delivered like this instead of me delivering it like this. That's what you need because you need some content. I'm going to help you out with that. You're a lowlife. You got the reason for your content, Leanne. Let's be 100% honest. Is Mr. X with Jim in my shadow? Jim in my shadow. You got punked and served, and your daughter subserved and didn't have the courage to show up, and it destroyed your channel, and you look like a fucking fool. And then on top of that, you had Jim come on your channel. Do you realize Jim paid for that? He paid for part of it. That process server. Jim doesn't have a lot of money for a lot of things. I mean, he didn't pay anything for the court case that I went through, but he paid for you, Leanne. He paid for you, Watch You're Crazy. Do you know that? He gleefully paid for it. Just take it out of the money, no problem. He did that. So, Leanne, you are still embarrassed because the Mr. X destroyed you. You got subserved. Your daughter got subserved. The 3-person tribunal for the Copyright Claims Board, they took it, and you didn't have the courage to show up. You got beaten. You got, I'm going to take this information that Mr. X sent to the Copyright Claims Board, and now I'm going to transfer it over down to San Diego. Denied. Go fuck yourself. Won again. But malicious intent. But this internet argument. See, Leanne, I have the proof that the stuff Jim said about the Cincinnati Reds, that's true. That's true. That's verifiable and true. The stuff about the alleged grape, it's true. I mean, it's not. I wasn't there, but I saw the police report. I saw the body cam footage. In my opinion, and I'm allowed to have one, it's true. You are embarrassed because you come on the internet as a drunk and as a fool, and you thought that you were going to be funny and you were going to have your criminal buddies like Watch You're Crazy come up here. Go ahead, I'll pull it up. Go ahead. Mr. X is going to repeat this again. But go ahead, I'm going to pull it up. And then you pull it up, and all of a sudden, are you Leanne? No, I'm her daughter. You've been served, cunt. That's what happened. Now, hey, ring. Mom? Yeah, this is Leanne. What's going on? What's going on, honey? A woman showed up, and she served me something about copyright infringement. Mom, I hate to call you a bitch, but bitch, what are you doing online? What are you doing, Mom? You're embarrassing me. And I had my child with no shoes on in 15-degree weather, and they got it on camera. And now they're laughing about it. That's you, Leanne. Continue with your posts no matter what show you do, no matter what thing you try to attempt. And you tried it. Good luck. Good luck. There was no luck. Down in San Diego, and that failed. You tried it. You were part of that, and you lost. You lost. You cannot beat that process service. And I still got the footage of it. And I know for a fact that that footage was never aired publicly. Not in whole. Out of respect for a child, that's the kind of person I am, I took the time and removed that child. Even though you have already shown that child on your show. Hey, Girl Ryan, do you think Jim did all this, or do you think Mr. X did it? Okay. So getting back to you, Leanne, it's just like, you know, Stripe isn't doing all of it. They're one part of the spoke in the wheel. You got to have somebody run it. You got to have somebody do all the technical stuff. You got to have somebody do a show, and beyond the show, you got to have somebody answering emails. Hey, I don't understand. Why I sent you $50 by accident. Can you refund me? I only meant to send you $5. Hey, Mr. X, it's Georgie Poolstick. I actually signed up for it on Sunday. You left on a Monday or Tuesday. Can I get a refund? No problem. Bang. No problem. Bang. So there's a lot more to it. Do I get credit card numbers, or did I in the past? There was one lady that I can't remember, Johnny, what her name was, and I think that there were some people that only had like 1 or 2 months. And we called her up, Jim and I did. This is the lady, I can't remember, I think she was in one of the Carolinas, and then she liked us, and then she was a hater. She's like, I'll give you my credit card number over the phone right now. We're like, no, we don't even have a way of processing it. No. We're just making sure everything's okay. You know what? 2 months, we're good. We're cool. We just wanted to talk to you. That was it. There was no harassment. The only person that harassed anybody is Jim went hard after Girl Ryan, because Girl Ryan sent an email to Danielle and knew it was proof that she knew about it the entire time. If it wasn't for Ace's mama, we wouldn't have known anything. So, Leanne, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just talking. How could you have the inside information of my business, and understand how it works, or how Jim's inner workings work? How would you know? Just a fucking loser. You're a loser who's been married a bunch of times, who in divorce has gotten, good for you. I'm not blaming you, but like got a house or two. You don't like your husband. This is what I think. I'm going to do a Jim here. Spend half the year in Florida because, your kids are just lazy slobs playing video games. Leanne, when you were live today, I was in the gym. Can you say that of your 20-something-year-old kids? No, they're pumping out kids. They're losers. And they're getting served for you. And who is it? Who's the husband? What's his name? Tommy, or is that Snooks' husband? I don't even fucking know. I don't care. Enough is enough, Leanne. Go away again. Because every time you talk as a looser, or say damn, D-A-M-N, you look really stupid. I mean, people just got to think, you know what? Leanne doesn't like the Mr. X or Jim Terry, and it's a place to go, and she's not entertaining at all. You're not going to learn anything new from her. Bob was annoyed the shit out of her. Bob wanted nothing to do with her. And, it's a place to go, and Barbara Warren's of the world and all that. Yeah, Barbara Warren, I'm not interested in having you come in my chat. That's why I don't know you, don't hate you, don't dislike you. I just don't want you around me. Blocked. And who's this other person, Texas Granny, that was in the chat and talking about the Connex box? Blocked. I mean, I want people over there that want to be there and want to have a good time, just like Johnny wants people over here. So let's get to the OTT, Johnny, and what Jim said, because I heard PZ talking about it. Well, now, Jungle Jane, they want me to get worked up and they want me to talk loud and not talk. And I mean, I could just talk in a regular voice. I mean, I could do either one. I could do the Jim or I could do the Mr. X. Jim's stating that he's going to have an OTT company do what Indavo did and going to pay them to do it. It's not going to happen. He had all the keys and everything possible set up 60 days ago with Indavo. Carrie Lou, that's who it is. Carrie Lou, you're blocked. And I sent a little message to you because you like to quote Einstein. Well, quote Mr. X. Bitch, you're blocked. Okay? Mr. X is a nice guy. I am a nice guy, Leanne. I'm just not a nice guy to you because you're a lowlife. You're a thief. And I don't like thieves. Part of the reason I stopped working with Jim. Part of it, like 5 reasons. How you doing says, to be fair, in regards to the OTT, I thought the payments were coming out. I don't ever look at the bank account. Once again, I'm sorry, and I don't roll like that. I did call Jim 3 months and Mr. X for 3 months. Yeah, and how you doing? We're not even, you're fine. It's I think we talked about, if it was like a month, 2 months, 3 months, we probably said don't even worry about it. But it was like people who had it for like a year, and like it was pretty obvious, like, that they knew about it, or if they didn't know about it at all. Like, I'll give you an example of somebody who was like a bigger time frame, but didn't know about it at all, and I believe is Miss Texas. Miss Texas is like, oh my God, I didn't know this. I had it coming out automatic. And somebody like How You Doing or Miss Texas, I believe them. I was paying with my husband's bank account. I'm definitely not a thief. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you are. I'm not. But there are people that were. Not you. Not you. And not the majority of the people that were in that situation. Probably like 2 people. Probably like 2. Okay? So don't take that as a blanket statement to all those people. And we weren't even worried about that. It's my responsibility to look into every aspect of the business, every little thing that's going on, while the last 2 months run like 75% of the content. It was 3 months. Okay. Yeah, and that's fine. Whatever. It's not a big deal. But getting this back to this OTT thing that Jim thinks he's going to do. I think what's happening is Jim is getting struck a lot. And whoever's on that account, if it's his wife or somebody else, they're going to get terminated sooner or later. Eric Foss, you getting some privacy notices? My suggestion is to you, or I wouldn't use AI. I wouldn't use fake photos. I wouldn't suggest do it. Eric, you're best off just not talking about me or not showing anything. Did you get a little something today? Get a little something? You're going to keep getting those little somethings. That's why I thought that you weren't getting any money. It's because you've been getting little somethings. And here's the thing. You're doing that for Jim? Jim doesn't respect you, dude. He's just using your show. That's all that is. And somebody, well, Mr. X, you're on Johnny's show and saying a lot of stuff. I'm not saying anything that would get Johnny struck.
And I realized, like, I could just get more.
Does
I'm
this
still
say
not putting
Kathy?
up AI photos.
Does this say Kathy? She was blocked. She was in Mr. X chat, and now she was blocked.
Who was that?
Kathy?
No, I don't think Kathy was ever blocked. Kathy Fagan?
Is that right, Kathy?
I can look it up right now if necessary.
Hold on. Let me read down. Texas Brady said, Kathy, it's okay. So she must have gotten it taken care of. No. Kathy will be right back.
No, Carrie Lou got blocked.
Carrie
Oh,
Lou.
okay. I'm
Carrie
sorry. I read that wrong. My bad.
Yeah, and I don't even know who that is. I mean,
Okay.
It could be somebody who changed their name. I don't know. They're not part of what we do, But here's the thing: how you doing?
That's what they've been doing, Mr. X. That's what they've been doing lately, is changing their fucking names. We don't know who these people are now.
Yeah, and here, I'll give people a chance. But Carrie Lou, why don't you ask? And I know you said in some hater chat you were just trying to agitate or something. People see this and they send this stuff to me. Why don't you go out and say, you know what? Mr. X isn't going live from a Connex box. He's showing every step of the way where he's at. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You had to subscribe to Mr. X and sit around for 2 hours just to get that stupid comment in. Is that worth it to you? So, Johnny, getting back to this OTT thing. The idea of an OTT company, and maybe they exist out there that would do all the work that I did, is probably unlikely. Indavo Media charges, I think, $200 or $250 a month, and you got to run everything on your own. Jim was smart enough, and I think it was a good idea to an extent, but I think over time we probably lost on this, but to get them to do a percentage and not charge us. Jim would just rather have, instead of paying that bill every month, just whatever money's there, is left, and he doesn't really see it. But as you grow, they get more money. That's what they were banking on, and that's what they got. So, and the idea of somebody doing an OTT and not taking a percentage and doing all the work I did, setting up shows, the biggest thing is dealing with Jim. How long Jim couldn't deal with Indavo directly. Within like 3 or 4 weeks, he was harassing Paul. He was calling his family members up. What's going to happen after a month or two? How's he can't set up YouTube and StreamYard correctly. I already he's having all kinds of problems with StreamYard. How's he going to run that? Well, he's going to have them do it. Well, you realize you got to connect Jim Terry TV from Shark, what's it called? SharkGator or HostGator or whatever it's called, to them, and like I was helping you with that. You didn't have to do all that. You have to get on the phone. You have to put in new C names. You have to, you have the access to that. They don't have the access. You got to work. I didn't even know how to do that. I was doing that. I remember doing that, Jim, once when I was in a hotel room in San Diego. When the last time I ever went to Comic-Con in 2023, because the site shut down because there was something wrong with the CNAME server. You don't even know what a CNAME is. You're going to do that? They're not going to do that for you. You have to do that. And are you able to even work with HostGator anymore after the fraud? Because that's how we reported it. So, I mean, you got a lot. I believe, and this is just an opinion of mine, that Jim is asking for money. What's up, Miss Texas? We're just talking about you. Jim was asking for money as a quick cash grab before the NFL preseason kicks into full gear. That's what I think. That's what I think. Because we know he's not making it in super stickers, super chats, PayPal's, Cash Apps, Venmos. I don't even think he has a Venmo. He's not making it. So he's, and I think I saw 3 people said that they would sign up for an OTT at this point. I had people call me and say, if you're not running it, Mr. X, I like Jim, but if you're not running it, no way. No way. Is that my fault, Leanne? So, Leanne, let's get back to you. You don't know what you're talking about. It's very obvious you're not a bright person. You've never run a business. You've never entertained thousands of people. You've never taken tens of thousands of credit card processing and have to deal with them. I mean, who do you think had to deal with the fight against Joy Perry? Jim or Mr. X? You think it's all self-contained? The billing, the automatic billing that comes up is to an extent. To an extent it is. But I understand what you want, Leanne. You want me to say all this stuff out loud, and then you're going to go file something and then put it into, here's Mr. X talking on Johnny Yarbrough's, and I'm going to, and Leanne, if you do that, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. But I don't even think you have the money to be able to do that, because it's very obvious, Leanne. You're talking about people paying for things. Well, Mr. X's mom threw in for this case. Jim got this and this and that. Thank God, my mom's a great person. I promised my mom I wouldn't bring her up on these shows anymore, so I'm not going to get into that. But she's a great person. You, Leanne, and your mom couldn't pay for your daughter. That's why you have liens. You could go and look up Leanne in her county and see the liens on her. And it's like jabroni money. It's like money people take to Vegas for slots. Like, less than $7,000. I don't take that much. Hell, I saw Jim when the time he was getting married. He had a $3,300 ticket. I think he cashed it in for like $2,800. That's $6,000. That's almost as much as your lien, Leanne. I mean, what are we talking about here? Could you imagine that you'd have to turn to your daughter and say, you know what? After all these years of this successful business, Diddler's Construction, Diddler on the Roof. After all these years, well, it's not the Diddler's daughter, but after all these years and these divorces, Mommy doesn't have $7,000. What a fucking embarrassment. What an embarrassment. And did your daughter even graduate? No, she's running around with kids in 15-degree weather and doesn't even have the wherewithal to put booties on them. I'm not a parent. I'm the furthest thing from a parent. But I at least know enough about babies that, like, if it's cold outside, you might want to put, like, socks on them. What a bunch of trash. Johnny, what do you think? He's sleeping.
Johnny.
What do you think, Kathy?
He's typing.
Yeah.
Johnny?
Can you not walk and chew gum at the same time?
Yeah, I'm right here, guys. I gotta go let my company in. I'll be back.
All right. So, I mean, I pretty much got through everything I wanted to get through. And funny, you know, if these are the kind of shows that people want and they wanted the back and forth, then we'll give it to them. You know, Johnny's okay with it, you know. And ironically, without even really trying and not having a 5-minute countdown, the 5-minute countdown, Jim, you do is so you could build the numbers for the bots. That's why I was joking on my last show and I did a 5-minute countdown, because that's what you do. Because so that's what I learned about the 5 minutes. And then if you get 10 minutes, and then what do? Go on for 90 minutes? I mean, Johnny's already at 1 hour and 7 minutes. In about 23 minutes, he's already surpassed your show as far as time. You don't put in 3-hour shows anymore. It's a cash grab. It's the hand back in the cookie jar.
Yep.
You know, and I'm working my way back over to Watcher Crazy. Watcher Crazy, I'll tell you this, and I know you might be saying nice things about me in chats from what I understand. I have no respect for you. You're a low life. But I will tell you this. I don't have the website on your son, but I wish somebody would do it. I hope somebody does it. But I know if it's in the hands of Jim, it's not going to happen, so you're probably safe there. And I'm certainly not going to do that to you. I'm just going to beat you in court, beat you in Las Vegas like I did. I don't need to do anything to him. Sooner or later, you'll piss Jim off if you haven't already, and he'll stop spending the time on Mean Green or Barbara Buffalo, and he'll figure out where your son's working, and that's not going to be fun. And unlike, you know, the people here, your son, like, is out of prison like a couple days ago. So that holds a little bit more water. And Monica, let me tell you this. Hilton Corporate told me that anybody outside of whatever hotel that they work at, they can't get any information on another hotel. I wasn't looking on information of you. You are in Jim are saying you have information on me. I've never washed a dish in my life for Hilton. Ever. It's not true. There's no photograph of it. It's a lie. If you work in hotels, you would know typically that department is called stewarding. And then they have a dishwasher. Okay? That's how that works. You probably know that. Unless you're in some like rinky-dink Hampton Inn or something like that. Because then they don't have food. I mean, they might have like a morning buffet, but that's about the closest to stewarding you're going to get. But I can tell you this. If you are in a position of security, cybersecurity, and I don't think you would be that stupid, you made a huge mistake. And is it worth it? Because I never did anything to you. And what are you going to do to me? I don't even work there. They can't take away my tenure. What's going to happen? Nothing. Good luck with that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you fully.
And I probably, just erring on the side of caution. It's probably Monica not saying much and Jim mostly saying it. Like pretending that it's her, just like Jim is pretending that he's speaking to Jay. If Jim had an interview or had any real communication with Awful, he'd play it in a heartbeat like he did with Ken Foray. He wouldn't wait for a second. He knows he would play it in a heartbeat. Do I believe that Jim potentially called him? Oh, probably. Do I believe that guy's going to sue the Mr. X? No, he doesn't have a contract. I sent a little video over to Texas Granny today. There's a real interesting channel out there. You guys know I talk about dual survival all the time, and my favorite host being, host is Cody Lundeen, Prescott, Arizona. Jim actually told me about the show. Cody Lundeen's got a really good YouTube channel. It's just starting to get off the ground. He put out a video today, and I think the only person I sent it to was Texas Granny, and I don't know if she watched it or not, about the minutia of working with corporate studio level reality shows and how they will send you a contract, a pre-contract before you're even hired. And in that pre-contract, just to see if you have the right, chemistry with somebody else. In the pre-contract, you got to give up pretty much all your rights. You won't sue them. You won't do this. You won't do that. And when Cody did his contract in 2009 for Dual Survival, he even put in different clauses. Now they just openly say it in these contracts. At least back then they were hiding it. And he said, you won't make me look bad. You won't do this. You won't do that. Now, it's Warner Discovery. I mean, I don't think they were Warner at the time, but it's Discovery. They're a pretty big deal. And I think that they might have potentially did some damage to his reputation. And even with those clauses that Cody Lundeen had in his contract with Discovery, and even with an attorney, libel, yada, yada, slander, they slandered him on the show. They made him look bad on the show. And I just as a fan of the show, I didn't like it. It kind of made me not like the show going forward, but I stuck with it because I like Matt Graham. So they had all that, and Cody Lundeen couldn't do anything. Now, on the other hand, and that's a huge studio with a lot of money. Nothing could go through it. He even had that clause. Now, on the other hand, we got a little movie. No contract from Awful. What are you going to get? What are you going to get? I mean, it's like dumb. And he knows that. Like, let's just say that 300,000 comes in. Well, that's a drop in the bucket compared to what Discovery's making. It's one of the highest watched shows that's got 9 seasons, that's still going on and on and on. That's not going to happen, Jim. I know this industry better than you. You're lying. You're lying. How come when I look it up in the LA County, there's nothing new? Yeah, Prescott is nice. And that would have been, instead of calling, Mean Green or so have something to have to do with Mean Green or, any of these people Jim has called. And this is the big falling out. This is the lay-in pipe. And I tried to email, but you should have put some effort in. Wouldn't it be better to have a show with Cody? Even if we had to pay him a couple $100. I mean, these people are paying for the OTT. Wouldn't that make sense? He's a guy we both like. He's an interesting guy. He can tell a lot of things. We can make it interesting. We don't have to use the guy as a prop. He's interesting on his own. That's why they built a reality show around him. But no, you'd rather have Carol H on there, and I like Carol H, and humiliate her. She's not 100% mentally there. She's on medication. And I can understand doing a goof once in a while and she's playing along. But at some point, come on. And like, what am I supposed to do, Leanne? I mean, I'm agnostic. He's going to do his content. What am I going to do? I did tell him not to do certain contents.
Hey, Mr. X, Mean Green and Kathy, I'm sorry I backed away for a little bit because I got company here. It's Jarrett's mom is here. So I'm going to go on mute and let y'all keep on talking, okay?
Okay. Well, I don't have much more to say. I do want to say thank you, Mean Green, for that Cash App.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to a few people too, real quick. If you don't mind. I want to say first off and foremost, thank you, Texas Granny, for the Cash App. Mean Green, thank you for the Cash App. And then Texas Granny coming in again at $4.99 super sticker. Then Kathy Fagan came in at $9.99 super sticker. And Miss Texas came in $10 on the super sticker. Thank you, ladies, so much. You guys all rock and roll. You guys are my lifesavers, and I couldn't do this show without you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
I don't think that's real P either. What's that?
You want to thank anybody?
I do want to thank Texas Granny coming in on the PayPal. I see her. Thank you, Texas Granny. And then Mean Green came in too. I like I say, when I go on other people's shows, I never expect anything, but I'm always glad to take it, and I always appreciate it. Don't think I don't. By the way, speaking of this, and I always do what I say I'm going to do, I did go to the Halloween Spirit store today in Westchester by LAX, and it is not open yet. So I said if I could get there today, I would pop up live. I did go there today, and it was not open yet, but I do hear the Marina Del Rey one is open. I might check it out tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I'll pop up live from there. I might just get it and then show whatever's in there on Friday, because there's going to be 2 X&Ns on Friday.
Neat.
The one here is open.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like there's some that are open, like the smaller ones are open, but like the big ones that are in the Bed Bath and Beyond, the old, those ones aren't done, maybe because it's so much more space. But yeah, there are some open. In fact, you could check on the site which ones are open and which ones aren't. So,
They have an animated Annabelle doll that I want.
God, every year they got something so cool, and Home Depot has it. I mean, I was in Tractor Supply; they got stuff. Lowe's has got stuff. I mean, more and more Big Lots had stuff. More Target even has decent stuff. I mean, you could find something at every one, but anyway, so that I did attempt to do that. I actually got a photograph and a video of me in front of it, but the LAX one was not open yet.
Target had that Halloween stuff out last week here.
What's that, Kathy?
Target had their Halloween stuff out last week here.
Oh, the last week. See, yeah, a lot of these people, it's starting in late July now.
Summerween is what they call it.
Oh, wow. That's the name of it?
Yeah, Summerween. It's pink and blacks, and you can decorate in pinks, and they have Summerween.
I got a pink ween. You walked into that, Mean Green. You made it too easy. It's your fault. You made me.
I totally set myself up for that one.
Had to be bad.
Yeah, I knew that was coming after I said it. Sorry, I opened myself up for that one.
Right. Walked right into that one.
Yeah, I did. Open mouth, insert foot.
Well, that's like before when he first came on, Miss X. He said he had something in his mouth, and I put in the chat, "What was in your mouth?"
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, and I hope Jim, after all this time, and I'm not talking to Jim, I just hope for people who like him, and I see that's the difference between somebody like me and an idiot like that girl Ryan. Like, even after all the stuff Jim has done to me, I root for people's success. If he makes tons of monies and is happy and is doing well, good for him. I'm not like, if I do well, somebody else has got to be sucking. You know what? I'll tell you something stupid, Kathy. You know what a little dream of mine is? I wish I can kickstart something, spark something to make Los Angeles what it used to be. So there's not only me doing well, that there'd be a ton of things going on, but I think the government here is not going to allow that. But, you know, there's so much empty. So like, I would be happy that if I had more and more success or something that I did help the industry out and a bunch of other people got work, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
See, that's what an idiot like Girl Ryan doesn't understand. Not everybody needs to be in anything but the shadows. You want to hear about Mario Kazar? Do you know who that is? He's the guy who did all the First Blood Part 2 and all that, was raising hundreds of millions of dollars, Cutthroat Island. Some of them were big bombs. But, you know, that guy never needed to come out of the shadows. I don't need to be the center of focus of everything. Now, I kind of am here because I got the inside information and the inside track, but I don't need to be. That's why I wear a mask. You need to be Girl Ryan. That's why you were begging all these people to be a host, but they know you're such a fucking wackadoo, and you're a different wackadoo than Leanne. Like, Leanne's a drunk. Deep down, she knows about her husband. Just past her prime lowlife. You are somebody, I believe, is in a Great Depression. Not the Great Depression of the 20s, but just in a deep depression. And I can understand it. I get it. I'm not making fun of you. You know what they said is a sign of a depression? Somebody who starts things and doesn't finish it or doesn't see it through. That's you. That's you. You try to be a host with everybody. Now, if it's talking to low lifes like that one guy who was going to get, I mean, you knew deep down that guy wasn't going to get that famous singer. What's her name? I mean, come on. Katy Perry. Are you fucking an idiot? We were telling you that on the show politely. And here's the thing. I just have grown to be annoyed by you. When you were on the show and doing things, Girl Ryan, and, you know, putting in your effort and all that, I was welcoming. I liked it. I thought it was cool. But just over the time, you have just become so annoying and just self-loathing, and it just became apparent that you're like, I genuinely at one point thought, oh, like, this lady's trying. And then when I found out what I found out about Danielle, and I'll believe Danielle in that situation. I'll definitely take her word for that. I mean, it's not like she doesn't have the fucking audio recording of it. That you're just two-faced in a low life. And at least your low life is understandable. Like, I get it to an extent without being a parent. But like, Leanne, you want to talk about covering up for people. That's why she's covering up. Imagine if your husband was Gorilla Jack. Well, maybe not that bad, but, you know, pretty bad. And she knows what the truth is. By the way, phone line's on, not a person's called answering me these questions. You haters can say stuff in chat, but you pop in here, get blocked, but you won't call me up. I'm not hiding any call. I'll take your call.
Anybody?
Well,
I mean, to an extent, yeah. I'm not going to sit here and have somebody scream at me, but, you know, if it's a legitimate question, I'll take a call.
they won't call because it'll give them away.
Right. I don't have trap phone on this shitty phone thing. I'm not trying to trick anybody. So,
Barbara.
well, I mean, hey, there's nothing with getting nothing wrong with getting trap call or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm really. I mean, it's going to sound a little silly, but like the group that follows Johnny and follows the Mr. X, and, you know, like this. I don't really have a name for it or anything, but I'm actually kind of proud of it. I think we got a really solid group. There's a lot of really nice people. Now, we're spending our time here, and I'm trashing some degenerates. But, like, there are some really, really good, successful people, you know, people who are business owners, nice people out there. There's way more of them than there are these degenerates like Girl Ryan, or, you know, she's a thief. You want to talk about stealing.
I don't know.
Theft. You know. And then Jim is just, you know, I'm no Angel Gotti fan, but, you know, like, leave that lady alone. You know what I mean? Like, what's the purpose there? What's the purpose of call? I mean, yeah, we know who her dad is, yada yada. We know that there's going to be some shenanigans. What's the purpose? You know,
That was just cruel tonight. There was no reason for that stuff.
and now tell me. I know a little bit about what happened, but tell me in your own words exactly what happened.
I guess he got a hold of Angel's sister who needs the kidney and volunteered his kidney and hung up. She hung up.
So that
I
would be
just,
Victoria, the blonde.
yeah. And I'm a fan of Victoria's anyway, but irregardless, that's just mean and cruel.
And the other day it was the sister-in-law
Yeah.
or somebody. Yeah.
And I can understand, like, let's just say for an example, like, because I'm going to stay agnostic to the content. Let's just say I'm always for people making their content. I'll always be, especially if I'm helping produce. I'm not going to say, I voice my opinion, but I'm not going to try to stop anything. And if it's to the point where I'm stopping, I'm just out of there. I've already proven that. But
right.
Let's just say Jim was like, here's how I would have played that. Jim was over on Angel's show. And maybe it would even been in bad taste, but like you do that when you're cool with her so everybody can laugh and like, Jim's the butt of the joke. And then you say, hey, I hope that you find somebody,
Right. Yeah. And this was done without Angel. And I don't know if she had her permission or not.
Probably
honestly.
Not. Are you sure about that, Texas Granny, too? How do you know that?
Because he was on the phone with him. And
Yeah.
he took him off.
How would Rizman have her number?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
And I like Rizman. He's a good dude. I know Rizman was saying when all this stuff went down a couple weeks ago, he was out of here. And he was the one who would always say, hey, Jim, you got to word it this way. I wouldn't say this. You're stepping over the line here. He's a good dude. He's like a nice guy. I just don't I think there's a way to do things, but like what Jim's got to realize at this point, and this is a point I was trying to make earlier, and I'll work my way back to it, that what he's currently doing, like as a business guy, is not working. It's not beneficial to his life, to his wife, to his pocketbook, to any of his extended family. It's not beneficial to anything. Wouldn't it just be smart to listen to the Mr. X and have him do what he does best, which was going on Angel Gotti's show like he did? And I used to kind of argue with him. You're over there on Angel Gotti's show hitting home runs and you're doing a good job. Why aren't you doing that on the OTT? You're making everybody laugh over there, and that's great. And maybe we'll meet some people out of that, borrowed platform and all that. But why aren't you doing that on the OTT? Those people are paying. That's what I like. He could still do that. It's not over yet. I mean, he hasn't been banned again. Yeah, see, I didn't know that, Barbara or Texas Granny. So yeah, I mean, you guys, I got to lean on you for that kind of stuff because I'm,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he asked him if he wanted to be taken off, and he said yes. So.
And I'm all for the prank. I'm all for the the prank, the phone call.
She sounded like she was sleeping, and she's not well. Like, you shouldn't be doing things like that.
You shouldn't, but there are no rules in this. The only rules in this are YouTube's rules if you're on YouTube. There's no rules. This whole thing about, hey, if you call somebody in one of these states that doesn't allow both party consents or whatever, I've talked to guys, that are LAPD officers. Nobody's going to arrest you for that. It would have to be something very serious for it to be like a wiretapping situation. There's almost like no way somebody's going to get arrested over that. Not in California.
No,
I'm not talking about being arrested. I'm talking about like the woman's sick. Leave her alone.
Right. No, I understand.
Anybody.
But there's just no rules in this. But here's what I'm saying, though, from the point of view. It's not helping Jim. Well, I think Jim's already burned the bridges too much anyway. But it's like what Jim was doing 3 or 4 years ago, it didn't evolve. And God knows, I mean, like if he just would have been smart, he could have been cool with everybody. He could have his show. I could have my show. Hey, agree to disagree. We're just not working together. But, you know, he started reading off girlfriend's mom's fucking phone numbers. I wasn't doing that to him. He's the one who started calling people's, you know, hospitals and stuff like that. Like taking it even far for him. And I can understand doing that to Queen Bee, a low life like that woman, or Leanne. But like people like to Barbara Buffalo, Jim, after all that woman did for you, like I don't know, exclude me out of it, of people that you don't know in person, Jim, that a woman that's out there who has done more for you than Barbara Buffalo. I think I have an inside track on that enough, and I'm not talking about nothing about money, just like the stuff she did for you. I mean, that was fucked up. And this is what I tell other people. You know, I would tell it to Rizman. I would tell it to Eric Murphy. I'm like, listen, dude. And I'm not saying that I have said it to him, but if they are listening, he could do it to me after I made him a lot of money. Like the most money of his life. That 3 years that he was on the OTT, the backbone helped him earn 10 times what he did in his football career. It's not even close. He knows that. He knows that. And I'm talking about all earnings, even if he got a sponsorship. It's nowhere close. And he wants to talk about movies. Jim, the movie just opened up on another fucking platform like the other day. You going to call them too? You think they're going to listen to you or they're going to make money with me? What do you think they're going to do? It just didn't evolve. Didn't come, and the opportunities were there. Like, why not prank like I was going to do that Beaver place, the one that's getting sued by Buc-ee's? It's the same prank. You can still be a little bit mean-spirited. You can do something raunchy, but you got something, though. Like, what is this inside circle of just these couple thousand people that watch these shows? Why not grow it outside that? You know, why don't we take some of the money and go down to Podcast One and do a super slick show? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, like there's just a lot of options. Someone should read the terms of service. If we're being honest, YouTube is getting scandalous. You seeing all the scam ads for fake products? No, I haven't seen that, Donkey Dick. But and that's a good question, Donkey Dick, too, for you, because people have asked me about this about you, and I don't think I'm attacking you. I just see that you're here. You're over there. I mean, you're cool. You're one of those guys that can kind of slide in and out. You're over there, right? Like, I mean, what do you think about that? Like, there might be some laughs. I mean, maybe if he's on and nobody else is on, but it's like, I just see it as a producer, like, what a waste. What a waste. And just to self-sabotage. And, you know, like, let's just say you don't want Barbara Buffalo or Texas Granny around anymore. Okay, just let them go. And really, in the bigger scheme of things, Kathy, you know, like talk about like $1,500 for a van isn't a lot of money, but that's really the problem, is the fact that it's like, it's not a lot of money. Like, it's not like he stole a couple $100,000, but the fact that he needs to, and maybe it's not stolen, it just, he didn't come through with, like, that's pretty low to get. I mean, like Arkansas needed like $60. That's pretty low. But like $1,500, like that's really, I mean, I see people on slot machine videos doing that per spin. I'm not shitting on the fact that you gave a bunch of money. Like, I'm looking at it like, Jim, you really need to take that. That's not like your goals of earning that should be way higher than that, way more loftier than $1,500. Like, really, you should be earning, like, there was a point you were making $10,000 a month on YouTube. Like 15, like that's how low it sunk.
Wow. Was that
165.
before?
What's that?
Was that before the OTT or?
Oh yeah, there was a point. I mean, 8, 10-ish. Yeah, it was before the OTT. Jim was on YouTube for like 10 months. I don't even know if you know the story. Maybe Mean Green doesn't. I think it was July 2022. He was on YouTube before that on other people's shows because he had something to offer, and he did what's called it's called borrowed platform. He'd go on other people's shows, like he did with Angel Gotti, Tyler Feller, Doug Hutton, anybody, Salty Pancakes. And there were some really solid groups, like Tyler Feller, who was into true crime, but was also like a minister. He had a lot of money people over on his place, and Jim met a lot of people, and people like, hey, this guy's not only involved in the case, but he's entertaining and he's funny and he's different and he's doing different stuff. And then I'm watching this from a distance, and I heard somebody like Candace Howard say Mr. X and Jim aren't that close. Well, it depends on what you define as that. There's only so much information you want somebody like Jim to have. But no, don't forget, I live in Los Angeles. So things that might be going on with Chrissy or Lindsay, I don't know every person. I'm not there. And when I was there, it might have been three times a year for like a max of like maybe 3 weeks. And times I would be in Florida, Jim might not have been around too. So the point is he was going to all these different places. And then and don't forget, we got to put in the context of this. YouTube in 2022 with true crime and coming out of the pandemic is way hotter than it is now. There's more people that are, used to this format because of the pandemic and because they wanted to, reach out to people and meet different friends and talk to people online. And, a lot of women, 68, 70% of women are the audience, and they're watching this stuff. And frankly, women are better contributors than men. It's weird because if you're at a country club, men will, if it's a table of men, they will be bigger tippers. If it's a table of women, they'll split the check and they will not. But in this format, it's actually the opposite. They're very generous and they have their favorites and they stand by their favorites and all that kind of stuff. And Jim was a breath of fresh air into that true crime loser category of people like Doug Hutton, Crime and Justice, like just low lives like that. There's a lot of, I've never met so many people in my life, and don't think that I'm making fun of anybody by this, like that are YouTubers. They take care of somebody and they get a government check and they smoke weed all day. Like Eric Foss. I don't know if Eric Foss is getting money, but like, that's all they do. Like they take care of their mom, and I guess there's some kind of governmental check for that or something like that. And then they get on YouTube, they talk about true crime. And if they can earn a couple extra $100, they're happy because they can buy their marijuana. We found a perfect example of that would be like Queen Bee, but she had an audience. So Jim comes on here and he's a whirlwind. Then you get the Mr. X, and I'm doing things that they've never thought of. Like their shows are kind of like how we are tonight. They're all avatars. We're doing bits. And by the way, Ding Dong, what's his name? Whatever your name is, Leanne. The bit that I did on Perplex QT's dead husband was not about any child. Perplex QT's ex-husband was a criminal, was a felon in prison. He died of a drug overdose in prison. And I did not piss on any grave. Leanne's still talking about this episode, this early on thing, where Mr. X went and got a dollar store paper mache headstone and with like Scotch tape and a piece of paper put Perplex QT's husband, and then did a fake voice for him and then talked to him like he was in hell or something. There was no penis. There was no pissing on anything. It's funny how these things get out of control. Was it a bit? Yeah. Was it tasteless? Yeah. But it wasn't that far. It would have never occurred to me to be outside in Los Angeles and whip my dick out. And then there was a different mask where Mr. X was interviewing, basically myself, but it would be quote unquote Perplexed QT's husband in hell. Trolling, shit talking, doing something different. It's on camera. Nobody thought about this kind of stuff. Having openings to shows and logos and being slick and things to cut to and all that kind of stuff. Like making it a mini show. Call-in numbers, all that kind of stuff. Jim had always had the call-in number. Jim was monetized like in 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it might even have been an hour. He had like, I don't know if it was like 3,000 or 4,000 people watching him live on his first show. Jim would say, if I ever get to the point where I have less than 400 people, I'll never do it. Well, that's just eventually, if you get 100, 200, that's kind of where it's at these days. You get your good hardcore group. But it was kind of off the back of the Dylan Rounds thing. And then he's got the Dylan Rounds mom, Candace Cooley, who's just a lowlife. The mom of a missing kid is the biggest villain, not Jim Terry. That's what a lowlife she was. And somebody was looking for that person to be like, yeah, I can't stand this woman. This is what I would do as a mom. What's wrong with her? And Jim was feuding with her, and you got what you got. I stand by the stuff that I said about Candace Cooley or about Candace Howard. I don't even know about anything about the Ashley Martin lady except she owes Jim money. I don't know anything.
Yeah, I've only been on here like a year and a half now.
And Barbara Buffalo's right. The chat would be moving so fast, you would have to go into YouTube and slow it down. Like there's a button in YouTube, that means you only get to make a comment once it would be flying, and it's just not the case anymore. It's just, and that's not because Mr. X sucks or lost it or Jim lost it or anything. It's just, that's what the evolution of this industry or whatever you want to call it. There's Kick, there's Rumble, there's other choices. People have been banned, people have come and gone. If you have a hot topic or whatever. I watch pro wrestling shows. They're doing it live. And these are guys who ran WCW at one point, the executive producer. They got 40 people watching them. And I'm like, wow, I got way more than that. And they might get $5 or $10. Wow. So I think it was much different in 2022. We had people sending in cash apps from Ireland and Scotland. I always tell the story, Kathy, that I didn't take money for the first 3 months. I said, just send it to Jim. Send it to Jim. I don't need anything, this and that. Then it got to the point where so many people kept saying, take some money. You're spending so much time. And I'm like, I kind of am. I started. In fact, when it started in July, and everybody knows that my birthday is in early October, yes. I didn't tell anybody my birthday was in early October. Which, by the way, as a streamer, typically your birthday and around Christmas are going to be your two top monetized shows. I've seen it 4 years in a row. Probably your birthday is going to be your biggest monetized show. At least it has been for Jim and I. And that's just the way that it is. So I didn't even mention it was my birthday because we were trying to work something with Michelle. And because her birthday was the 15th or something, and I wanted the focus to be on that. It didn't even cross my mind, I'm going to get some money for me. So I know my intentions were in the right place. And then I think I set up my first Cash App sometime in November.
What, this a couple of years ago, or?
This is in Jim Terry TV starts in July 2022, and by November 2022 I start taking Cash Apps, and then by I think late May of 2023, Jim is banned or paused or removed from YouTube. Well, the thing is, Jim had gotten a strike. And people were real oh, you're a banned creator. You can't even be on a show and all. It's like a prison sentence almost. I remember when Jim got a week strike, I cut together a video of a guy being released from prison with music and all that kind of stuff. I found all this stock footage and I made it a pro wrestling entrance after Jim was, he's back after a week. Jim wouldn't even do that for himself. People like the video, just the Glorious Domination one, him being released from prison. People are I've never seen anything like this. At the same time, I was helping Jim set up his Rumble, so he had a place to go. And then eventually when Jim got completely knocked off, and I also had a channel too, it was called Mr. X TV. I got knocked off and I didn't even have a strike. That's how I got reinstated, because I was able to prove that, like, listen, I never had a warning, I never had a strike. Why did this happen? Is it something about us talking about the pandemic, or is this and that? And then within about, like, I think it was 24, 48 hours, this is this past October, they reinstated me. I don't know. I showed the email of them reinstating me. And I remember Confluence was pissed about it. She had a whole Twitter post like, how could you do this? How could you do it? That's the way it works. Yeah, so so by then come about, so now it's 2023. Jim, like, there was like a 6-week period we were only on Rumble, and there were some other people that we weren't getting along with, Salty Pancakes or Doug Hutton. And when Salty Pancakes, he was like the fumble nuts of that era, and the biggest pain in the ass. And I said, Salty Pancakes got terminated. He was terminated first. I said, you know what he should do? He should just set up like his own Roku channel. That's probably what he's going to do. And then I was like, well, if that ever happens to us, that's what I'll do. Like, I just said it like out loud. Like I said, like, maybe people should start calling Ben Verified. Then the next day I'm on the phone with him. I just like threw it out there, and I'm like, actually, that's not a bad idea. So what I did to be able to protect the audience is I said, if anybody who's out there on Rumble, or if we went on different YouTube channels, if you want to, keep in touch with us, I'm going to set up a newsletter. And I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails, and I just started putting them in a newsletter. Now we don't need the YouTube community tab. Now we have the newsletter, which I always paid for. And like, I could send out 2 or 3 newsletters a week. We're going to be live here in 10 minutes. And it would go to everybody's email. Like, this is our new community tab. And I kind of saved the audience. But then, so there's like this 6-week span of being on Rumble, which I helped Jim set that up. And then it's Jim's Rumble. It's never owned by me. I never got a penny from it. Like, I think it maybe made Rumble makes no money. They have a thing called, their super stickers called a Rumble rant. They take 40%. It's just, they real slow to pay. It's just a headache. YouTube's way better than Rumble. It's not even close. Rumble will let you say more, but even Rumble started taking down videos. So it's like, Jim, the only thing that we could do would be do what I say, is like, go to Roku. And he's like, well, go directly to Roku? I was like, no, go to an OTT company, an over-the-top company that just won't care. It'll be yours. You have JimTerryTV.com, and I can help run it, but it's like yours. And he's like, how would we do that? And I started explaining. I said, well, let me call a few places. And so I called a few places, and then I got him in touch with Jim, and I spoke to them, and then like we figured something out. And then the great thing about them is they give you the first month for free to learn their system. Well, within 2 weeks, I learned it. So by the beginning of week number 3, this is around July 2023. We already had people signing up. So before we ever had to pay them a penny, we were like at a couple hundred subscribers. And Stripe pays you in 48 hours. So it's like, before we had to dish out any money, the money was already coming in, because that's how they want to give you that month. So they're like, we've never had anybody who's had a $30 membership that got, I was like 2 or 250, like within the first couple weeks. We've never seen that. So that's how it worked out.
Wow.
And they loved us. And and they never really had to deal with Jim. They just said, whoa, we've never seen anything like this. And I told them up front, you're going to get calls. Jim's going to do stuff. This is going to be what the show is. Here's what's going on with YouTube. Here's what's going on with all this stuff. And there were people who called him Twin Mama, Watcher Crazy. There were people who tried, and they just said, listen, they didn't even respond. And that's what I don't realize, what Jim doesn't realize about the new movie. If like Indavo, the OTT company, is making money with us, they're not going to fucking listen to Watch You're Crazy. They're not going to listen to Twin Mama. I put Jim in a place with my idea that was the safest place for him, and he ruined it. That's it.
Yeah, I started coming on YouTube. It was January of 25. So I didn't know all these people.
Oh, yeah. You were, you were way after the fact. And Jim does have a call-in line, of course. I mean, I don't know if he does it anymore, but his 813 number has always been his call line. I mean, that's public. It's been out there. I'm not sure if he's still using it or not, but Barbara, that was kind of, first there was 50 people, then there were 100, and it kept going up. We could have had 10,000 the first day. It was, here's why I wanted it capped. And it was kind of more my idea. I didn't know the program. I didn't know the interface with Stripe versus the program for the Indavo. And I didn't want there to be, what about this? I'm the only customer service person. Jim's not going to, Jim would probably take some calls, but it would be, I could probably handle 100 or 250. I couldn't handle, and I'm not saying that we would have got there, but like if there was 10,000 right off the bat. Because you see how people come in these chats and they're like, well, I'm blocked. Well, I did this. What's going on with this membership? I don't understand. Like, we got a lot of questions. That's why somebody like Leanne, she don't know what the fuck she's talking about. She didn't field any of those questions. People have credit card issues, or am I going to get billed? Or it could be a simple, short email. Is this automatic billing? How can I get out of the automatic billing? Oh, then it got to a point where I got so many questions, I set up an automatic reply to the emails to like frequently asked questions. Jim didn't do that. Jim didn't write that.
Well, apparently his new, whatever it is that he's doing, they're setting everything up for him. He said all he has to do is just turn it on and go live.
Right, but here's the thing. How much is he charging?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, let's just say it's $20. I saw 3 people that said, because I got a screenshot of when he talked about that tonight, and there were 3 people that said they would sign up. $20, $30. I don't know if Jim could get 35 or 40 people at this point. Let's just say he gets 30, right? It's not much difference than what he's getting in the memberships in YouTube. The difference is you can't gift them. And now he's really got to perform in a very small pond. And he could do whatever he wants content-wise if they allow it. See, in Davos, they always said, we're agnostic about the content. Just don't tell anybody, how to build a bomb, and don't show any pornography. That was like their 2 rules. And the reason for the pornography thing is if it was close to anything, not showing a penis and people laughing about it, or showing boobs and laughing about it. If it was close, that could upset Stripe. Do you know that there was one point that Stripe was going to not allow us to work with them anymore, and we were going to have to go to a smaller company, and we didn't know, but we thought it was Watch You're Crazy who might have ruined that for us, and I had to go through and create this is what fucking idiots like, this pisses me off. Idiots like Leanne don't realize. We had like a month and we were losing time, and they're like, well, they thought it was just like we were stealing movies and putting it on this OTT, and Stripe wasn't going to allow it. Or if you have too much nudity, like an OnlyFans or something, Stripe doesn't want to be associated with that. At least at that point they did. Maybe they deal with OnlyFans now. I don't know. So like I had to go and create a video, edit a video together, and show the different channels. And I'm like, here's Jim Terry and Mr. X on this channel. Here's a few different shows. This is our content. Here's Samurai Priest. Mark Terry owns Samurai Priest. Here's Kyle the Coyote, written by Mark Terry. Here's all the pranks from all the different years. So they just thought like I was like taking movies, pirating on, and it's like I got tons of movies of other people, and I just created an OTT and was earning money. So like we thought it was Watch You're Crazy or a hater doing that first, but then we realized what it was, and I had to create like this whole collage for them to prove it. And I was talking to Paul about it, and I'm like, what do we do? And Jim was terrified. Like, what do we do? What do we do? I don't think we've ever like really publicly talked about it that much. And he's like, well, we got a smaller thing, but all those people who are on automatic billing, they're going to have to re-sign up again. So like How You Doing was talking earlier, like I didn't even know. I thought it was on my card. I just was, getting on, like we would have to go to a smaller company, but I fucking saved it. And that right there was a huge ordeal for me to save that. You know how much time that cost me? And it's not time of like making new content so our OTT people could enjoy it. It was like just to get back to zero to save it. And that had nothing to do, I don't believe, after learning what I learned, I don't know if it had anything to do with haters. I think that they just thought it was a pirate site, but it's still like a lot of work. That's why Leanne is a dummy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. How could she? She wasn't there. Jim could tell this story. I saved it. Jim didn't save anything. I didn't have ChatGPT writing out, and they were kind of hard to get a hold of. They were going to shut it down. It's fucking crazy.
Did you get in trouble for that guy that was on Naked? Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was way after all that. No, nothing like that. No, I mean, there's really nobody to get in trouble with. Like, the OTT might, like, they don't even really watch the content. They got tons of people they deal with. They would just know when, like, Jim would get worried and say, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Is somebody such and such calling you? And, they didn't even care. And I'm like, well, Jim, if you're going to do that kind of content, go do whatever you want. Like, do it on Rumble. Why would you risk, it's like, don't shit where you eat type thing. Like, this is where you're earning your most money. Why would you do it here and even risk that? And then you're risking it for me. It's like that show, Dual Survival. One guy gets hurt, one guy gets compromised. It really affects the team. Now I got to carry him out of the jungle. Thank you, Barbara.
There is a lot that goes behind the scenes.
Yeah, she does. How could she know? How could she know? I'm talking about Leanne. She's an idiot. She has no idea. And there's probably more circumstances like that I'm not even remembering. Well, it's the hand in the cookie jar, Steffi. I mean, the hand keeps going back into the cookie jar. And I can understand, wanting to earn money and this and that, but at least give them something new. On Friday, what I'm going to show you on Friday, and I don't know if anybody will even care about it. Might not be interesting. It's interesting to me. And I think if I'm interested by it, maybe other people will be interested by it. I'm fascinated by this subject that I'm going to share live on Friday, IRL. And it's not the Halloween place, Spirit. It's not that. I'm going to do that too. This place I've never even, it's existed since 2009, and I'm shocked that I just found out about it now. And it took me a month to get in there. And I'm going to get in there on Friday. And I'm going to have my hands full. Yeah, Ronan, the voice. Let me tell you this, dude. Cody Lundeen's got a YouTube channel, and he talks about all the contracts and all that stuff from Dual Survival. I actually posted in there. It's a pretty good channel. He's got a pretty solid channel. So anyway. All right, well, we went 2 hours here. I said that sounds like it's my show. I said that we would go longer than Jim did, and we did. It's, you know what? It's much easier to do a show when there's people up here.
Yeah.
I'm glad we could help.
Well, it's Johnny's show, but it's like people like Girl Ryan and idiots like that. Do you know how hard that is? You know how much repetitions that takes to do 3 hours by yourself? Like, it's a blessing to have Johnny come up at the end of the show, even if it's like 15 minutes, because like as he's talking, I could gather my like. Girl Ryan couldn't do an hour. And of course, if you do 3 hours, there's probably going to be some stuff that aren't home runs.
Right.
Yeah, but you have like a lot of different topics on your show.
Right. And you know what the idea is, Kathy? The idea is like you're watching it. And I've always wanted to do this, but I never have gotten to this, where like there's chapter points. And I know that would be just more work for me, but like, this section is about Masters of the Universe, like this 10 minutes. Well, I really don't care about that. Let's say you're watching on replay. I'm just going to skip it. Okay, this section I'm talking about the Steelers. Well, I don't really watch pro football. Okay, this section, Mr. X is talking about Leanne. All right, I want to see that. What's he going to say? And then this whole idea, then they'll say, well, he needs content. He needs I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows on XNN, and I didn't need her. You know.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, you have it broken down each week.
Right. What I do is I start working like for Friday. Like I'm buddies with Dr. Bailout and obviously my girlfriend. They send me stories. I send them stories, and like on Facebook, and I start getting stories and things that I mean, oh, did you see this? Oh, did you see that? Like I'll give you an example. Sometimes I'll follow. This is like a very simple. I talked about. It's a very simple trajectory here. That's why it's just like you just shouldn't come up here with nothing and wing it. Jim would do that. And I'm like, don't just wing it. I talked about on Friday's show how Treasure Island was giving out $200 in free slot play. Just to talk about Vegas. A lot of people play slots. A lot of people like the Vegas stuff. Here's the fucking update and the goofiness. There are now 5-hour waits. There's videos on it online of people waiting in line for 5 hours. I mean, some of these people might not make $200 in a day, but you get $200 slot play, you might make more. You never know. Just to get into the window, the Players Club window, to get so it's legit. But you might have to wait in 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's people doing it. That would have been a great show for Janelle if she was in Vegas. Wait the 5 hours. I mean, what else she got to do? Go up there, play, and then she's got $200 in slot play. And like, oh, hey, I got the $200. I'm ready to go. I might not win anything, but hopefully, I mean, my goal is to come out of here with $60. And then, like, let's say out of the $200, she wins $60 and she makes another $40. That's how I'd do it. But there's a reason she's homeless and I'm not.
My mom used to be playing the slots on her way out the door. I mean, there was a slot machine there. She would throw $20 in it. I'm like, huh?
She's probably the one to be like at the airport, like, hey, the plane is boarding, because they got slot machines in the Vegas airport.
Yeah.
They're like the worst mathematical odds of any slot machines on the Strip or even downtown. But people play them, and there's always a big hit. Speaking of which, Powerball, $1 billion.
Yeah. Wow. That's something.
I could use that.
And it's always like one person that hits it. It'd be nice if like 1 billion people hit for $1 million.
It's like the cash out is 440, 444, which I mean anybody that's above 35, you got to cash it out. You got to take the lump sum, because I mean, like if you're 50 or 60, I mean you're going to take it for 25 years, and then I would be concerned with the climate of the world that they're going to go bankrupt, and and they wouldn't be able to pay it to you or something like that in 5 years. I'd rather have the money in my pocket, even if it's much less.
Oh yeah, I would definitely cash it out.
Yeah, like, and then you take your family members that aren't harassing you, and you say, hey, listen, what I would do is I'd be like, listen, the family members, I want you to, but here's what I want. This is what you got to do. You got to go through this would be my first act as the new Mr. X multimillionaire. Everybody in my family has to do a full physical. And if there's any kind of ailments that you have, we got to fix it right away.
Wow.
That would be my first thing. Before you get a penny for anything else, we got to get everybody's health 100% within realistic.
Does that include psychiatrists?
Right. Well, I never thought about that, but yes, that would be for somebody.
Yeah.
Because if you're a multimillionaire, or somebody related to you as a multimillionaire, and you got a gambling problem, then money becomes really credits, Yeah, see, that, by the way, I said Marhosh Trashhosh. I don't know how you pronounce it.
I just say Maho.
But that is not
Mar.
Who is it?
Mar is what we call her. Yeah, okay. Mar.
I thought Mar was Mosh, and I was wrong about that. It's not Mosh. But yeah, I mean, like for example, if you're pre-diabetes, you want to start working out. You got to do that. If you want any of this money, you got to get healthy. And I'm not saying surgery healthy either, and I'm not putting that down because of the Johnny situation. If that's the option, that's the option. But like the realistic thing, like, because you can catch diabetes, and then you should be spending that time having a good time, and then you might not be in a position to do that. They always say that rich people, there's one thing that they can't buy, and that's time.
Right. Look at all these rich people that die out of nowhere. I mean,
Who's
famous-
that guy who's trying to live forever? He's like on that health kick.
I saw a documentary about that guy. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He's trying to live over, I know it's over 100, but he's really trying to extend it beyond 100. He's trying to be in perfect health. And he gets the right amount of sun, everything. But it totally creeps. Brian Johnson, there it is. Yes. Thank you, Mar. Yeah. Totally weird vibes from him, though.
Is that the guy that takes all the pills and all that stuff?
Yes. Black hair, real peaked.
And
Yes.
one of the things might be, and I don't know, because we've talked a lot recently, Kathy, about like health and stuff like this. Like, as you get older, there's probably some things that you just can't fix. But I wonder if an infusion of stem cells, if that's in order for everybody. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't really need anything. I'm good. No, like, you're going to do it. Everybody's going to do it.
He got diagnosed with gastritis. Oh, man. Wow, that must ruin his day.
autoimmune gastritis.
I think I've seen that donkey dick. Anyway, well, I mean, I got through everything I wanted to get through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going on too.
And by the way, there's somebody out there that is submitted that has done this thing where they're pretending to be Mr. X. I think I finally got through to them on an impersonation claim. It's like Mr. X, Mr. Expose You, and they have the picture of Mr. X with the blue mask on from like very early on. I have a feeling that's going to come down soon.
No, you've had the black mask since I've been around.
Yeah, I had a black one, I have a blue one, and then I just like the black one the most, and I have a tan one. So
Sweet.
I haven't used any of those in a while. Yeah, I mean, Ozempic and stuff like that I think is good, but like I think if you do the Ozempic or whatever, like you also have to work out, and just like you can't just take Ozempic and eat Burger King and expect that to work.
See, but my thing with that is that might affect your kidneys later on, because it's really a diabetes medicine, which goes to the kidneys. So I don't understand how these people are using it. And
I've just heard from people out here that have taken it. They just said it just curtails your like hunger. Like you're not hungry all the time. It's just like you're not going to eat as much. It's like almost like, how the gastro bypass like makes the stomach smaller. Like this makes your stomach smaller in your mind. You're just not hungry
anymore. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I've never taken it.
Because I don't understand, because if a diabetic takes it to lower their sugar, like what is that doing to a normal person?
I don't know. But there are people that get that Ozempic face where they lose the weight too fast, and then like and then some of the people, like what's her name's Ozzy Osbourne's daughter had that like little baby fat in their cheeks taken out as like a surgery, and then when they lose the weight, that baby fat is now gone and just looks like a fucking skeleton.
Well, that's like that Sharon Osbourne and her daughter.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, they look, because they had that fat taken out of their face. That it's like right below your cheekbones. Like I guess women have that more than men. But hey, I mean, I think that's what I would do if I hit the money. Won the money. Like that's what I would say. Like before I give anything, in order to get anything from me, you got to go through these tests. I'm doing it for your well-being, and with the Mr. X doctors.
Yeah.
I'd sign a codicil to that. I get a certain amount just for going through the testing.
Well, if you're the family member, I mean, I'm the one with the money. You're not in a position to negotiate. Either you're going to do it or not.
Damn.
Do it or not. I mean, and it's only going to help.
Damn.
Nobody's asking you to go do an MRI or hang yourself upside down. Just like Jim would never get a realistic physical. Nobody's
Right.
saying you gotta go do a colonoscopy, but maybe you got to do the Cologuard.
Check that prostate.
Yeah, nobody's saying you got to go do all that and humiliate yourself, but just a solid baseline. I think that's actually, I think, a very nice thing to do. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
But I got to hit it first. And I'll tell you this, my Powerball number is 24. So we'll know on
My
Wednesday.
granddaughter's birthday is 24.
Are you playing or what? Are you going to play
Oh,
that?
I always play. Yeah, I wait till it goes all the way up, then I play.
Yeah,
I'm
well, it's
not one of
over
those people
now.
that play every week, It's-
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like 100 million wouldn't be enough for me, but it starts catching my attention when it gets to above $1 billion. Like I couldn't use 3 million or something, but
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not picky. A couple $100,000, I'm good. Just spare change, please.
well, there was somebody down in there's a Playa del Rey, there's two quickie marts down there, and somebody won 300 grand.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I might even have showed it on a show. Anyway, well, that's about it though. I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm going to go to bed too.
Well, Mr. X is done being boring. I could get all amped up and continue to do that, but I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
Then they'll say, well, he was triggered tonight.
I wonder why.
Well, I'm not triggered. I just got to
You weren't screaming.
Listen,
I
No.
didn't hear you scream.
You weren't a
well,
lunatic.
no, I don't scream. Yes, yes. Was it? What do you guys call her? Ma? Is that a man?
Mar.
That's a man though.
Oh, I just say Maho.
Ma, are you a man or a woman? I can't tell by that photo. The photo's too small. It looks like a man. I'm probably stupid to say that when 70% of the audience is women, but
You ever see Mad TV? She look like a man.
seen some of
Martosh. Protosh. I don't know how to pronounce that. I got-
Strahash.
Well, where's
But she
Johnny?
said
He's
just call
gone
her
or what?
Mar.
Johnny.
That photo is my friend making a stupid face. My real name is Sneer Levi. I'm a man, 36-year-old man, PhD from Israel.
Wow.
Sneer.
Okay, what kind of PhD are we talking? Because I got a mole.
Another
I can
ailment?
put up. Just kidding. How many times do you get asked that?
You get my husband's papers. Ask you
How many-
questions?
Right? Ooh, and social and behavior science. Oh, right up my alley. Right
So-
up my alley.
So he is a cultural strategist. Cultural strategy, narrative framing, psychoanalytic insight. That is about, if this is him, is about as LA of a job as you can have.
Well,
With
he
a
said he lives in LA.
PhD in social and behavioral science. That
Here's
is freaking awesome.
and I'm not, I don't want to take away the PhD because I know that means a lot and it takes a lot to get there. I mean, I saw my sister become a doctor. It's, but that's one of those jobs. What do you do to make money? You do what? But you don't make a chair. You don't make a clock.
No,
Huh?
he takes Gen X and he says, You guys were screwed up when you drank out of a hose. We're
Right.
sorry. Deal with it. And then he takes the next generation and he said, we're sorry your parents drank out of a hose. Deal with it.
Right. And there's so many
You
people
know?
in LA. I used to always joke about this that are like, I'm a financial advisor. Well, yeah, it's easy to take everybody who's got $1 million or $1 billion and tell them what they're like, okay, but everybody's a PR or real estate agent. Yeah, I mean, there's only going to be a handful of people that can afford the house called The One in Bel Air. Like, that's a
Right.
pretty small market.
Yeah. How many people were bidding on Aaron Spellings? 2?
Yeah. Yeah. See, Mars got this correct, or Sanir's got this right. What do? I'm a consultant. Like, nobody's got like the Beverly Hills Chamber of Commerce meeting. Like, you're like, yeah, I'm a consultant. Yeah, I deal with wealth management. Like, you won't say, oh, you know what? I repair watches. You won't ever hear that. Like, yeah, I fix Rolexes. There's just none of that. Like, everybody's got like a service that you don't understand what the fuck it does. Which,
Right.
I mean, this guy's obviously not a dummy. He wouldn't have made a PhD, and he probably makes good money. But, you know, he's probably listening to Mr. X being like, you know, I'm a, what is it called? Psychoanalytic insight, and using this as like a case study. Like, what's up with all these fucking weirdos on YouTube?
I think that's why they're here.
Yeah.
They're writing a dissertation.
They're writing some kind of dissertation. Why got a
They
mask
got a
on?
class they're teaching, and we're the subjects.
Right. Yeah, what's a neutral mask character? Okay, well, he's overcompensating because he's a middle child. Thanks, Doctor. What's your name?
Mar.
No. Doctor. What's her name?
No, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Why can't I ever? Now I can't even remember her name.
Oh shoot.
The one with the kid I was talking about earlier. Why am I forgetting her name? The kid who passed away.
Go Ryan?
Girl Ryan. Yeah, Dr. Girl Ryan. Yeah. Thanks for the diagnosis.
We have our own here.
Guarantee you, Girl Ryan didn't even graduate college.
Well, Mar, if you ever need a guest in your classroom for psycho people, I'm available.
Yeah, he
You know,
said
I
it's
would-
insane.
You know, I've been around LA. I've lived in LA for 20 years, and you know, I've met a lot of people from Israel, a lot of Jewish people. Been at a few brisses in my life, and the only one thing I don't understand, and that's what I always talk about. This is like an area through Hollywood, Highland specifically, and there's like a lot of Hasidic Jewish people, and like they are, like I would argue, like the Amish of Jewish people. Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or disrespectful or anything like that. I mean, I'm not making a joke out of it, but like they're so ingrained in whatever their own community is. Like, I don't even know where their synagogue is. Like, I just see them walking and I'm like, where are they going? Like, I know they got to walk on a certain day because it's like the Sabbath or whatever. I think it's Saturday actually, but they're just always going somewhere and it's like real organized.
The Amish?
I don't know where the fuck they're going, and they all got money. And I don't know where the fuck they got the money from, but they do.
The
I'm
Amish.
confused.
Are you talking about the Amish people?
No. I'm talking about the Hasidic Jewish people. Okay, yeah,
Oh.
Fairfax, Highland Park. Yeah, it could be. All those areas. Yeah, I think it's just old money. It's like an old community that's been around for a long time.
And
Anyway.
they actually created a whole like island in upstate New York
Yeah,
that was old Jewish Orthodox. And those are the only people that can move into that area. They bought all that property. Mar, do you know which ones I'm talking about? Kathy, do you know?
there's some in there was some in Brooklyn, I remember. It was
Okay.
a big neighborhood. And then
Yeah.
up in Rockland, there was a big neighborhood, and you're not allowed to like.
Yeah,
well,
like you see.
Muncie, it's called, and you couldn't live near them or.
Right.
Well, they don't really want anybody else in their community, and you know
No.
they insulate
But they'll
themselves.
move into
I don't-
yours
I don't
very
blame them.
quickly.
Right.
The person that bought our house last year was Jewish, Hasidic Jew.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
And what they did was, because I went back to look at it, and they ripped everything out because they're not allowed to use anything that we used, even though it was brand new.
Well, I mean, here's what I know, just a matter of fact. I've never heard of a Hasidic Jewish people beating the shit out of their wives or robbing a liquor store or anything crazy, selling drugs. Like hey, by the way, this Hasidic Jewish guy ran over somebody on a bird today. Like you just not going to hear that ever. Like I from what I see, and I don't know anything about their like all their cultures or their customs, but like they seem to be good people to me. They have their own community.
Well, they bought our house because they had just built a synagogue not too far, so they were able to walk to it on Saturday because they can't use the cars or anything from Friday night sundown till Sunday morning. So they have to walk everywhere they go.
Yeah,
Like they can't touch electricity at night. A Friday night from Friday night through Sunday or Saturday night, something like that.
Well, what else we got here? Well, I mean, I'm pretty good. I think I'm good to go on everything. The topics are running thin when we're getting into Hasidic Jewish people.
Yeah, I thought that was
I
more.
didn't mean to be offensive. Sorry.
We're just kind of guessing here. We appreciate your knowledge. We appreciate you correcting us.
LA. I'll tell you another weird thing. I think we talked about it with Steve, but I don't think you two were around.
Hardy har har, hardy har har.
You wouldn't believe. What's up, Johnny? You wouldn't believe how many places in LA have like fake buildings or fake facades that are covering up oil derricks, like those oil pumping things. Like they're like in houses and stuff like that. Like in garages, like on properties. You would never even know that they're there. They're all over the fucking place. It's crazy.
Oh,
sorry, Mr. Eggs. Sorry, guys. I was visiting Shelly and Bob.
I do want to say that
yes,
our 7 servicemen were killed on the USS Lincoln aircraft carrier today.
Wow.
In injuries to themselves on a fight. They have been extended too long. Their rations were going, and I guess things got out of control, and 7 sailors died.
No.
On a 280-day deployment on day 207 or 208. So prayers go out to those guys. There was also a helicopter crash, I believe, that killed 2 people, 2 servicemen as well. So just have them in your prayers, you know.
Yeah.
It was a pretty harsh. Yeah.
Mean Green. Shelly said hi. Shelly said hi.
Hi, Shelly.
Hello.
How you doing?
Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna walk you out. Who?
All right. Well,
I'm going to take off here in a minute, Johnny. But Donkey Dick, you're asking real quick about what else have I seen on the trail
Bob
camera?
said hello to you guys.
Hey, what's up? I have seen coyotes, bobcats, obviously all kinds of birds. Trying to think what else I've seen. What else is what else? The bobcat one was kind of scary. I've seen deer out there. I think one time in 8 years I've seen a person, so only one ever time. But just desert animals, nothing too crazy. Squirrels, quails. You can't really see snakes on that thing. I've seen cows, bulls, that kind of stuff.
Jungle Jane, we don't have dingoes. They're just wild dogs here.
No dingoes. There are coyotes here. Kyle the coyote.
Yeah, coyotes.
Coyotes, and kind of dingo's kind of a coyote. I mean, to an extent. But no, I've never.
It is. They pick up a baby and take off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did see last time I was out there, I showed it on XNN. There was like a 5-foot like rattlesnake. It was terrifying skin.
Did you take it
Rattlesnake
home?
skin, huge. It was like, I don't know how many inches in diameter, but it would have been pretty thick.
Did you take it home?
Fuck no, I'm not going to reach over that barbed wire fence. I don't know if that snake's still there. I took a video of it, like from a kind of a distance.
I saw the video. You should have taken it home and pinned
Fuck
it.
that. I don't know if that thing, the thing shedded that giant thing. It's got to be around there somewhere. I backed the hell out of there. That thing's huge. I mean, I probably would have heard it, but like the last time I was up there, and I put like this kind of mirror up so you could see around the corner when you're driving up this hill, and like right in that spot. So,
Hey, you know what, Kelly?
all right, Johnny, I'm out of here.
Okay, Mr. X. You be good, okay?
All right, thank you for everybody who came in, and I hope we got everything done, and we will see you on Friday.
All right. Good night.
God
Good night,
bless.
Mr. X. God bless.
See you later, and I'll see Sanir later. I'm out of here.
Hey, you know what, guys? I am coming on tomorrow night, though, too.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll be around. Steelers tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the game, yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys later. God bless.
All right.
All right, God
Good
bless
night.
Good night.
Good night, Johnny. Have fun.
Good night, Mean Green. I love you.
Love you. Good night, chat.
See you later. All right, bye, guys. Here you go. Let me end the show. And the show has ended.